Imagine being served abacha with a very nice creamy ubagwarago. On this very day, I almost licked the plate. And to think that some people doesn't know that thicker palm oil is the best for this recipe, don't worry, I will explain more. Then you need some Scotch bonnet pepper, soft Kpomo if you can lay your hands on cow legs, very nice. Then we have African oil beans, that is Ukpaka in our language. Crayfish, very important as well. Seasoning cube and Calabash nutmeg, that is Ehuru Ehu. I call it small but mighty ingredient. Known as potash. Locust beans, that is Ogiri with a marvelous smell. Some salt, ginger and garlic. Also butch bulk, which is known as Utazi. And the star ingredient, our African salad, that is shredded and dried. And to begin this process, in your pan, going with your cow leg, add some onions, Scotch bonnet pepper and seasoning, garlic, ginger and some salt. Stir very well to combine before covering your pot. And before I covered my pot, I went in with just little water because the meat here is mostly Kpomo, so you don't want your pot to get burnt. After about 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and add more water and continue cooking until it is well cooked. At this point, I went ahead to soak the abacha. A lot of people usually ask for the best way to soak abacha, and my answer is always use hot water because it will automatically soften the abacha. But at this point, my hot water wasn't enough, so I have to add cold water to it. After stirring this for just a minute, I have to sieve it out from the water immediately because leaving it in the water doesn't mean that it will soften more. The next thing I like to do is to soak my ungu, and while doing that, I allow some water to be above the ungu, then set it aside to settle before using. So right now, I'll go ahead and shake on my meat because the meat is not that strong. Before you know it, our meat is done. On that same fire, I went ahead to roast my Calabash nutmeg, which is the Ehuru Ehu. Once the bark starts burning, you begin to perceive a local aroma. At that point, take off the barks and pound until it becomes very powdered. The truth is that some Scotch bonnet pepper are just like coloring. That is the case of this particular one that you are seeing right now. At first, I was thinking that it is going to be so pepperish, but the reverse was the case. Adding some palm oil, the meat, onions and some Scotch bonnet pepper. I added just little Scotch bonnet pepper because I've already used some to cook this particular meat. Also go in with 1 seasoning cube. Stir it very well for 2 minutes and you have made yourself a delicious peppered meat for your abacha. In the same pan, go in with some palm oil, onions, crayfish, Scotch bonnet pepper. Stir very well, and with this we are trying to make Oba sauce because I don't like my onions to be fresh. That's why I actually fried it. Once the oil cooled down, I'm going to go in with the ungu water, which is the potash, and stir it very well. While you are stirring it, you notice that the oil becomes more creamier. I stir this a bit, then I'll be adding some of the meat stock to this sauce so that it will make it more tasty. Okay, so you can choose not to add it, it's optional. One thing you should note here is that the more you add the potash, the creamy it becomes. Afterwards, this is the texture that we will have. So go in with the Ukpaka, which is the African oil beans, then Ehuru Ehu as well, seasoning cube and some salt if necessary. But first, I didn't add salt to this because my Ukpaka have actually had enough salt. so I'm going to be skipping that. All right, from 1 to 100, rate this sauce. Is this sauce not creamy? Tell me in the comment section, okay? Today's shares goes to Ngozi Ibeabuchi, who said it looks delicious. The combination is fantastic. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much, Ngozi. And please, if this is your first time coming across my videos, do well to leave a comment under the comment section so that in my next video you'll be able to get shares from me to you. At this point, I want to start preparing the Abacha itself. So I went in with some oil. Then I'll be going in with the potash, which is Ngu. As you can see, if you notice, my oil is not so watery. It is the original palm oil, but it's thicker. This is the same oil we normally use for making abacha ncha. That is the ncha that is used in eating abacha. According to the Obu local government, they usually prepare their abacha with ncha, and this is the type of oil that they normally make use of. After mixing very well, go in with the Ogiri. You all knows that Ogiri is one of the best ingredients for making abacha. 2 spoonfuls of crayfish, 1 spoonful of Calabash nutmeg, Scotch bonnet pepper, seasoning cube, and some salt. I would have loved to add more Calabash nutmeg, but since I've used some to prepare the sauce, then mix it very well till all the ingredients is well mixed. Still emphasizing on the oil. Another thing that you can do when you get your thick palm oil is to melt it before using. At this very moment, everything is well mixed. I'll also go ahead to add the remaining meat stock, then stir very well before adding the abacha. Everything is already coming together. Our abacha is about to go down, guys. I've already washed my hands properly, so I'm going to be using my hands to mix this abacha. Yes, you can decide to use toner, spoons, or anything that you can think of. I love using my hands just because it is going to make me to mix it very, very well. And another thing is that it will help me to be faster. So you can decide to use whatever you are comfortable with. Watch and see how it's going to come out. I'm not going to fry this abacha. This is not fried abacha. This is authentic abacha agwarago paired with uba agwarago. Can you relate? Is the color not popping? Please, is anyone in the house? Because this meal is one in town. Please bring your plate. Let's dig it. At this point, I'm already serving you. Bring your plate, bring your spoon. Let's eat together. In fact, I'm sending this meal to somebody. You guys, I garnish this with the Utazi and some onions, and it gives it a very nice taste. The thing is, the Utazi is quite bitter, so I put it aside in case some people doesn't like Utazi. You can decide not to eat that. Okay, tell me in the comment section, do you love this combo? Do you enjoy this combo? Have you tested this combo, or are you going to give it a try? Let me know under the comment section. And please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Tell me what you feel. I want to hear your opinion. Bye.